And this time I have everything that I need. So I finally have my soil blocking mix all mixed up. This is soil block, compost, and a DIY blocking mix. I have my seeds, starting these snapdragons, and I have my soil blocker. So now that I have everything, let me move this back so y'all can see. Okay, hopefully y'all can see. But what I'm going to do, which would make this easier, is I'm going to pour my seeds out. What is this? I'm going to pour some of these seeds on to this tray so that I can keep up with them. Ooh, little butterfingers. I got butterfingers. Pour those seeds on here. So this is the tray I'm going to be putting the soil on from the soil blocking mix. So what you have to do when you're using a soil blocker is you take the tool, you dig it in here, and you see as you dig it in, the soil comes up in the soil blocker. So you got to dig it in there real good. And I usually take this tool, it's a scraper, and I'll make sure it's packed down in there, and I'll keep digging. See? And you see how the bottom is like, has that extra layer? You don't want that because you want it to be flat when you go to put your soil blocking mix on the tray. So I just scrape off that extra layer, but I pat it in there, making sure all the holes are filled. So get it in there. Hello. And then you take it, put it on your tray. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's going on? What? Oh, this was this is not going according to plan. Oh my goodness. I don't know why that happened. There we go. All right, and then you release it, and boom, got your soil blocks. Ow. Look at them. So this one is a little messy, but see? It makes 4, 8, 12, 16, 24 soil blocks. Hi, everybody. I am just sowing some snapdragon seeds using the soil blocking method. And I have my seeds right here, but I'm going to make a couple more soil blocks so you'll be able to see. And then you pack it down in there. And then you pack it down in there. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, there's already a seed in here. What is this? Let me put that on the ground. That must have been something from the goat manure. So last year I used compost like from the store that we ordered, but I forgot to order it this year. So I was like, well, what happens if I just go out in the garden and use the goat manure that I used in the garden last year? So this is it. So we'll see. I think it's going to work out fine. I think it may even work out better since goat manure is like a natural fertilizer in itself. So I think these are going to give us some healthy, strong snapdragons. My first intention was to sow the snapdragons last fall and just have them in the ground over the winter. But, I had some health concerns and I couldn't be in the garden. So I'm trying to sow the snapdragons now so that we can have some beautiful spring flowers. There's already some tulip bulbs out there. So, and our hyacinth. So hopefully the tulips and the hyacinth come back. Gonna report you, whoever you are. And I'm gonna block you. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Soil blocking. And when you're doing this, I mentioned this before, it's very important to make sure you don't have any like excess dirt, mix hanging off the bottom of your soil blocker, because then you'll have like wobbly blocks. And you don't want that. Then you take your soil blocker, put it on your tray. Something's up with my soil blocker. There we go. And voila, one of them came out. Something's going on with this little corner block. So the corner ones are coming out a little funky. So what's a soil block? A soil block is, you can use a soil block to sow your seeds. So this is a soil blocking tool. And the soil blocking tool, you put in your compost mix, your seed starter mix, in order to make soil blocks. And this is how you start your seeds. And the reason why I use soil blocking is for size. Soil blocking, you can create more blocks, but they take up less space than, say, using a container, or like a 72 cell container. You can put those cells on this like one tray and it gives you more space, and it makes it easier to bottom water as well. But I am growing snapdragons, so these soil blocks are specifically for snapdragons that I will be sowing today. These are the ones I'll be sowing, snapdragon tetra mix. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't know why YouTube always takes the comments away, so it's really hard to see all the comments as they come up. Yeah, it looks like V-Day chocolates, but you don't want to eat this because it has goat manure. Goat manure in them. So I would not suggest you taste the soil blocks, because that's not going to be kind on your belly. Well, I don't know what the implications of eating goat manure are, but I wouldn't do it. But yeah, it just takes some trial and error to, it's a delicacy somewhere, probably. And I'm not even hating, because you know what? If that's what they like, that's what they like. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? I know it ain't delicacy where I'm from. But yeah, starting some snapdragons today, and I'm also going to start some echinops, because those need to stratify for a month in the refrigerator. And I should have did those first, so I could have got them out the way. But I'll probably do those after I finish these soil blocks. But yeah, you just put it down. And they come out like this. I'm thinking they might be a little too wet though. I don't know. We'll see. We'll try it out and see. But that's my only concern with these blocks, is I might have added too much water. I think they're too wet because the way they look kind of crumbly instead of more solid, how I like them. And then, so when you do this, you want to see water come out, but I think like it might be too much water. I don't know. What I learned from doing soil blocking last year is, even though you have the recipe for it, it's still a trial and error thing, and something you really have to do a couple times to get right. because my first set of soil blocks that I did last year, all they did was just crumble. And I have a feeling these might crumble as well. So I don't know. But, I'm going to try them out and see. Even though they came back for one, I didn't know. Thank you. Awkward position 69. Do you grow anything in the garden? Are you a gardener as well? If you're still here. But yeah, I used to go live on Instagram, but I'm not on Instagram anymore. And it felt like people would get on Instagram to just watch and not so much engage. So I'm glad you all are talking to me because I love to talk to people. I love social media. So, yeah, blocking, soil blocking. And then I'll probably have to come out here every day to water them, which is completely fine. I don't know why. I'm gonna turn it. I don't know why. I'm gonna turn this way. YouTube, I keep losing my internet access. I think somebody's hating. Somebody don't want me to start my seeds, huh? Is that what it is? You don't want me to show my journey? Messing up my connection? I don't like that. Blocks of blocks for these snapdragons. I'm only going to do one tray of snapdragons. And then I'm going to probably do a small tray like this of echinops. I don't think I'm going to do a big tray of echinops. One, because they have to, like I said, go in the refrigerator. And I just don't know if I'll have the space to put a large tray in the refrigerator. So we'll see if the cat comes down here today. He usually just stays upstairs. I haven't seen him down here, but this is like where his litter box and stuff is. So we'll see if he wants to join me. And this is my last tray that I'm doing on here. And we'll see how it comes out. Always that corner one. That corner one is always giving problems. But these are my first set of soil blocks for the season. And usually I'll try to redo the corner ones, but I don't have time. I mean, I do have time. Let's see. I'm just going to take all the corner ones out, yeah. All right. So I will be sowing these snapdragons. Let's see. Soil, indoor, last frost. I don't know if these have to be covered with a little bit of dirt. Looks like we're gonna have to Google it. Unless somebody in the chat knows how to seed start snapdragons. Sow tiny seeds directly on the surface. Press them into the soil. I'm not doing all that. So lightly put the seed on the top of the soil. All right, got it. So an easy way I learned how to do this is, you see I have my seeds on this tray, and then you take a toothpick and you have water. So you dip the toothpick in water and then you put it on the seed, and you see how the seed is on the toothpick. My dirty hands, but now the seed is on the toothpick, and then you take the seed and you boop, drop it into the soil. Boom. That's it. I just have to, these seeds are just so small. And then they tell you to just do one seed per block, and then always sow more than you need, because you know sometimes everything doesn't grow, sometimes everything doesn't germinate. And I thought about, I don't know, maybe I'll put them in the germination station. So I'll show y'all this after. But I have like a germination station, which is plastic covered, that I can put seeds in. And then I have an open one. And I typically put them in the plastic one when I want them to retain moisture longer. And I'll put them in the plastic one if I know I'm not going to be able to come out here every day, because that means I could skip a day on watering. So I don't think I'm coming back out here tomorrow, probably not until Thursday. So I think I'll put them in my germination station with the plastic tonight so that they can retain moisture. And I have my heat mats and lights on a timer. So I think I'll have the timer go. I think it's 12 hours. I can't remember. But yeah, it's very easy to start seeds. And I honestly think anyone can do it. You know, I didn't think I could do it until I tried it, and I ended up loving gardening. So, yeah. And these snapdragon seeds are tiny. But you just dig them into the soil. You don't have to cover them with the dirt. Like, I put them in there and I can't even tell where I put it because they're so small. And I think I already put one in there, but I can't tell. So how about two? So hopefully I can put these in the ground. I think the plan is to put them in the ground the beginning of March. I wish I could play music, but YouTube will snatch your stuff up in a heartbeat. And hopefully no rodents mess with my soil blocks, because last year, I'm assuming it might have been like a mouse, but the one day I came down here in the basement and my soil blocks were not only turned over, some were turned over, but they were like stacked on each other. Like, I don't know if it was a mouse or whatever, but it's like it was grabbing them, eating the seed, and then just putting it on top of another one. Or, you know, it could have been a ghost because this is a cemetery garden. But I'm like, dang, ghosts, is that how y'all gonna treat me? But now that we have a cat, I'm like, well, the cat should be making sure the there's no mice down here in my garden, or at least messing with my soil blocks. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's what I'm starting, some snapdragons for our spring blooms. And like I said, there's already tulips and hyacinth out there, and lilies will bloom in the spring. But I didn't even cut the lily stems down, so I'm going to do that before I leave here today. Probably should have did that in the winter, but I just honestly never got around to it. I can't tell if I put a seed in that block. Yeah, I'm excited for the season. I'm growing a lot of flowers that I never grew before. I think one of them that I'm looking forward to dianthus, because we have some pretty dianthus. I can't remember the name of the variety, but they're pink. They're pink with like white outline on the flowers. So I'm excited to grow those. And like I said, the echinops I'm excited for. I'm excited for the Craspedia Sunny Ball. Never grew those before. I'm excited for the broomcorn. Never grew that before. So yeah, I'm challenging myself in this third season of gardening, but first season of gardening by myself, to really grow things that I never grew and expand, my knowledge on different flowers, different herbs. This seed didn't go in. Yeah, it's exciting to try new things. And oh man, I got lost. Okay, I think that went there. I wonder about trolls on this app, because what's the point of coming into people's chats and trolling? Is the point to get blocked, or is it the point to get the person making the video to get, like, to engage? What's the point? And then are those like computers or actual people? Because to be an actual person who goes into someone's live and then like sends the same message over and over and over and over and over and over again, that's a little strange, don't y'all think? Or maybe I'm the only one who thinks that's a little strange. I know my mind is a little different, but because I'm just gonna block, you know, I'm just gonna block you. 'Cause what do I sit here looking like arguing with somebody who don't even, you know, I'm not wasting my time. I'm starting a garden. So what y'all doing? Cause I see two people in here. Ain't nobody saying nothing in the chat. You could at least say hi. Got me in here talking to myself. I'm trying to see what y'all got going on. What y'all growing in your gardens? Do you garden? Do you like flowers? Do you like herbs? Do you grow vegetables? I can't be the only one asking all the questions. I don't know how I'm feeling about this goat manure compost, because what do goats eat hay? Because I feel like there's a lot of hay in here. It's feeling like a lot of hay. And I don't like that. But like I said, I think it'll be really good fertilizer. Tell me why I went to Raising Cane's today, and she told me the price of my food, they went up. My food went up like 75 cents. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Inflation. Then I get to the window, she hands me my food. I open my box. Bro, there was barely any French fries in there. And I'm like, dang, the price went up and the quantity of the fries went down. Yeah, nope. So that's probably my last time going to Raising Cane's. I'd be like, Raising Cane's ain't even that good. It's really not, but I don't know. Sometimes it is. It really is. Today was fire. Today it was fire, but not for $13 when it used to cost $12. Oh, $12, $13. Quit being cheap. I'm being mindful. Is my microphone on? Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah, it's on. Yeah, I think next time I use the soil blocking mix, not today, but maybe Thursday, I'm going to add more compost, less water. I keep forgetting what block I just put seeds in. But there's seeds in this. That's the thing. There are seeds already in these soil blocks, and I don't want these seeds to germinate. Because I don't know what kind of seeds these are. They kind of look like sunflower seeds, to be honest. I don't know. That's just my only concern with using this goat manure from the garden, is that something the goat ate will germinate, and I don't want that. I feel like I skipped a couple of soil blocks, so we'll see. I think I only really need, maybe at the most, maybe like 20 snapdragons. So I think out of all of these that I'm sowing, I think we'll at least get 20. Hope I at least get 20, but I feel pretty confident. Because I think last year I got some snapdragons, at least about 20. And this year I'm sowing more because I only sowed one of these white trays last year. But like I said, the ones from last year will come back too. We got our perennials. All right, last section of blocks. And after this, I'll take y'all over to my germination station. To show you all where I will be keeping these. Because like I said, I'm not coming to work tomorrow because I don't want to. So that means they're going to have to retain some moisture at least for 2 days. And they typically do that when I put them in the plastic. Because I saw something say like put a plastic lid over them, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to just put them in the plastic germination station. I do think, because I am going to start some Equinops too, but I do think when I start the Equinops, before I start them, I'm going to add more peat moss and more compost. But I'll probably get off here before I do that because y'all are not saying nothing. You know, I get on live to engage with the people. Honestly, I feel like TikTok does have the better live option, but I don't really like being on live on TikTok because then people keep always request to join, and it's like, leave me alone. I want to engage, but stay in the chat. Because when they request to join, it messes up your connection, and it happens all the time. All right, boom. So all of these blocks should have a snapdragon seed in them. And then I'm thinking, let me take y'all over a little closer. So these are my two germination stations. I have this down here, up here, and then I have this one that's in the plastic. So what I'm thinking for today is to put them in this plastic because in the plastic they'll retain moisture long enough and I won't have to come back and water them basically every day. So first I need to lower this light. Okay. And let's see. I don't know which one is which. Maybe this cord. Yeah. All right. I need this cord. There we go. Lights, camera, action. And I want this up here. And I'm going to turn all of these off. I want to put y'all somewhere where you can see. All right, boom. So I'm going to put my snapdragon seeds in here. Push them to the back. And I lowered the light a little bit. Ooh. I don't like that. Maybe I'll move them up to this right here. All right, this way they could be right under the light. Let me show y'all. All right. So this heat mat, I have it plugged in. I have them here. I'm going to close it up. This side is broken, but having them in there, I at least won't have to come back and water them for a day. So I'm going to come back on Thursday because they'll more than likely still be wet. And then I have them on the timer. The timer is right there. So right now they're on a 9 to 5 timer, but I'm going to change that. And I'm going to change it because I just sewed them. And what time is it? It's basically 4 o'clock here. So I'm going to change the timer to, I think 16 hours on. Is that what it is? I think it's 16 hours on. So that would be, let's see, it's 4 o'clock now. I want it to be on at night, so it's going to turn off at we'll do maybe a 10. Maybe we'll do like a 10. No, we'll do a midnight. We'll do an 8 a.m. to midnight light cycle. So the lights will be on from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the heat mat will stay on at all times though. All right, I'm starting to remember my setup. It's been so long, y'all, I forgot. But I want the heat mat to stay on. So I'm gonna put the heat mat, plug it in down here. And I'll just have the lights on a schedule. It's gardening season. Wait a minute. Where am I supposed to plug this in? Y'all, I'm tripping. Something's wrong here. Oh, okay, that goes in the bottom, that's why. Come on, plug. All right, there we go. All right, we're back. We're back to normal. Uh-oh, what'd I do? There we go. All right, back in action. Then turn the heat mat on. All right, I gotta wait and see if this is the right heat mat. I can't tell, there's so many cords over here. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Those are it for the snapdragons. I still have more soil mix. So I'm going to finish off today with starting some Equinox. And I'm going to put those in the refrigerator to stratify. And then I'm getting out of here. So yeah, thank you to those who checked in. This is Farmer Mish checking in from the basement of the flower picking garden today with some snapdragons. So make sure you like, subscribe so you can see my gardening journey in the flower picking garden, and check out my page to see my gardening journey last season. So see y'all.